Hello guys, today we're talking about The Haunted Mask 2, Part 2. This one aired on October 29th, 1996, same time. This one has a 7.7 overall on IMDb with 10 people with 100-ish user votes. And as for actor, director, if you want to know a bit about them, I suggest watching the previous one. That's kind of the thing, I don't want to reiterate those from multiple parts, because if you watch the first part, you would know them. So I'm just going to cut straight to it. So interpretation of the book is pretty different. The two-parter, it gets a lot of things right. First off, in the book, the first Haunted Mask does not appear. In the two-parter, it does. I'm mentioning this. It's not a spoiler because we see it very early in part 1. This one, the book's different because first of all, it focuses a lot more on Chuck. It feels more rehashy. Carly Beth in the book's in there, but she doesn't play nearly as big as a role as in the show. And this is where the show surpasses the book because it doesn't feel like a rehashed sequel with familiar characters. It feels like a continuation. It feels like the story's continuing, it's evolving, it's introducing more people. And, alright, so, man, we're getting to spoiler territory. Well, the mask inhabits a character. That was very important in the first one. And it's a guy, it's an older guy. I'm not going to say who it is. I want there to be good shock surprise, and it's adult guy. And let me tell you something. That mask with a black suit, red tie, and a cloak, a hooded cloak, that is probably the most intimidating look I have ever seen. It is awesome. And the voice on that guy, that villain, the mask who possesses the guy, it is an awesome voice. It is intimidating. It is terrifying. It is definitely a villain voice. And I would love to know who voiced him. I want to hear what else he's done. But yeah, it is an awesome performance. It is without doubt one of the most powerful villainous performances I've seen. And not only a Goosebumps episode, but up there, I think, with other horror stuff, in my opinion, personally. And the other stuff... Alright, in terms of the book, okay, the book has a solution that's different than the show, and in my opinion, I like the show's way better because it feels more uniform. In the book, it just feels kind of like, it feels like every mask has a different thing, and on one hand, I admire that, but at the same time, because in Haunted Mask 1, it's getting into spoiler territory, but at this point, you should have watched Haunted Mask 1. He kind of says that, it's kind of implied that the shopkeeper, when he makes the masks are human skin, but my theory is that it's his old faces. He makes those it's his face becomes terrible, and it like sheds itself when it gets so ugly and it starts fresh. That's what he talks about is like he's talking about his face in the climax, how it's turning bad, and that's kind of the thing. So yeah. And what was I talking? I'm sorry. I get wrapped up in this one. But yeah. And the solution to the Haunted Mask, the first Haunted Mask two-parter was a symbol of love. Now, in the book, each mask is different, but in this one, they kind of keep that theory, a symbol of love will solve the problem. Now, whether it does or not, that's up to you. But I'll tell you the solution. I'll tell you that I prefer they keep that sense of uniformity. So that's how it feels more like a continuation than just a rehash, because it feels like that theme is continuing throughout the parters, 1 and 2. And let's see. Oh, for the mask chosen is a very awesome mask in its own right too. And I have to say, I find the voice for that mask a little bit more intimidating than the Carly Beth voice in the first one for that mask. Although granted, it was a reasonably terrifying voice in its own right. I think that this one sounds a bit more menacing in my opinion. But yeah, awesome episode. Effects are pretty good. I'm kind of a fan of the way the masks move. I know the effects themselves don't look... I mean, a lot of people may say that they seem dated and cheesy and they're not good, but to me they are. Just because it looks so... it looks so weird. I don't know if it's a good weird or a bad weird, but it just looks weird to me, and it looks pretty eerie. But yeah, the episode itself is awesome. I like... Music's good, climax, everything's good. Across the board, part 1 and part 2. And I like the way it ends. I feel like that's the thing about the Haunted Mask stories. These are stories I would love to see continue. I would love to see these characters continue to grow over time. I like to see them encounter new stuff and new challenges. That's how good these stories are. And Haunted Mask 2 is awesome. It's awesome. And part 1 and 2 are both awesome. I love them both. And in all honesty, if I wouldn't mind watching them multiple times, I love them that much. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos. Haunted Mask 1 and 2, watch them both. Now, of course, since it's a sequel, some people may not like it as much, which is fine. I expect that. But personally for me, I think it's up there with Haunted Mask, in my personal opinion. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good day.